Welcome back everyone to this amazing lectures that we were going through. So in the previous lecture we had done some practice questions, right? Wow, we actually did some compilation and we have actually started coding now and compiling it through command prompt. Don't worry, in few in coming lectures, few more time, and then in coming lectures even I'll tell you how to download an IDE, Integrated Development Toolkit, that is Eclipse, and then work on that as well. Okay, but in this session we are going to learn something new, something amazing. Okay, if I need to tell you what we are going to learn, we'll be learning about few mathematical system defined functions that are provided to us by Java, So let us see what are those functions. Okay, let me just write it down. Few math system defined functions. What does these system defined mathematical functions do? These system defined mathematical functions actually make few complex problems easier. Okay, it makes few complex problem easier. Let us say that I am giving you to print, let's say my int a is equals to 10. Okay, int a is equal to 10. Now I am telling you, take out or give me the output of a to the power, let's say 5. Okay, print a to the power 5. So what will you do? Maximum people until now, what they'll do, you'll multiply a 5 times, right? You'll multiply a 5 times, correct? Sorry, this is not comma, this is multiplication. You'll multiply that value 5 times while printing, or you will store that value in a different variable, let's say int b, and multiply 10, okay, or a 5 times, correct? But if I tell you that this a to the power 5, we don't need the output a to the power 5. Let's say if I need a to the power 1000, are you going to type that a 1000 times, or are you going to type that value 10,000 times? Of course not, right? Of course not. So what are you going to do? We use a mathematical system defined functions in this scenario. Okay, let me show you. So for power functions we use this mathematical function math dot power. Okay, math dot power. Now let me show you how this works. Okay, let me show you how this works. For example, you have x to the power 2 and y to the power 2, and you have to solve this. Okay, what will you do? I'm just going to give you the synopsis of what this is. Okay, so in this case what I'll do, I'll just type in math dot power. Okay, I'll put on the first variable here, that is my x, this is second, that is my x. I'm just going to give a small comma and I'm going to put the power that it is here, simply here. So this basically means math.power x comma 2 is nothing but x to the power 2. So when you have something like 100 or 200, you can just put the power on the right hand side and the variable that power is of on the left hand side. Isn't it simple and easier? And you can use the additional sign, and in the second block you can use math.power. Now you are going to tell me what it should be. Yes, the left hand side should be y and the right hand side should be 2. Perfect. Okay, perfect. Now this is how you can use this math.power system defined function. But always remember one thing, it only returns in which data type? In double. The reason why, because you'll be using a lot of power functions. Right here you're using the power functions. Power can be positive, power can be negative. If you have a fractional value, it can have a different set of answers. So that's why we don't use integer, we always use double whenever we are using this math.power function. Okay, let me show you a few more examples so that you become more clear. So let us show you a few more examples and you'll be good to go. Let us say I have x to the power 1001 minus y to the power 11, let's say, and plus I have z to the power 4001. Okay, so this is my question. Now multiplying z 4001 times, not happening, right? And let us say let x be 2, y be 5 and z be, let's say, 100. Okay, so this is a dangerous question to solve, isn't it? It's a dangerous question to solve. So what I'm going to do, don't panic, let's make it a little easier. So let's say I'm not writing the class and the main function, I'm just writing the below statement part. Okay, let's say I have double, I've taken double, as it always takes in double, remember that. I have x is equals to 2, y is equals to 5 and z is equal to 100. Okay, but apart from that I'll take another variable sum to calculate this value. Okay, to calculate this value. Now what I'm going to do next, pretty simple. Okay, pretty simple. I'm just going to write sum is equal to, okay, and here my problem starts. Math.pow, what is the first one? X to the power 1001, okay, and I close it. Then I'll just do the subtraction sign and again I'll write math.pow for what? For my y to the power 2011. So I'm going to write y and 2011. Okay, and what last? I'm going to put an additional sign. I'll write, okay, not z, okay, I'm so sorry for that. I'll put an additional sign. I'll write math.pow z comma 4001 and here it's done. So whatever calculation this is going to do, it will simply come and store in my sum, and at last what I can do, system.out.print, okay, system.out.print sum. So if I do this, you can close your main function here, you can close your class here, and you'll get the output for sum. What will be the output of sum? And subtraction of these two and addition of this. Okay, so all you need to do is this much. So see, in fraction of seconds Java is going to compile this and you'll get the output. Maybe you'll get the output in hexadecimal form or other form, that depends on the length of the value that sum holds. Since it's dangerously in power, this will hold a dangerous value in itself. So now I hope you understand how to use these power functions. Okay, now let's move on to the next system defined mathematical function. The next system defined mathematical function is nothing but, let's make it 2, it is math.sqrt. So by the name only you have understood it. What it does, it finds the square root of a given expression, entire expression, or of a given value or variable. Okay, for example, let us say my x is equal to 25, okay, and I need to find the square root of x. Okay, I need to find the square root of x. So what I'm going to do, math.sqrt, and inside the bracket I'm just going to put x. That is it for math.sqrt. Okay, for math.sqrt. Now if I have an expression here like x plus y, what I'll do, inside this bracket I'll add an x plus y and I'll put that entire expression inside my math.sqrt. Okay, let's say y is 64, so 64 plus 25, it will add both and find the square root of both. Now again in math.sqrt, always remember it also returns in the form of double. Okay, it also returns in the form of double. So take your variables in case of double, and wherever you are storing it should also be in format of double. Let's say double A. and all you can do is print A. So this is the second mathematical function, system defined function, that is SQRT. It helps to find the square root. Okay, it helps to find the square root of a given expression or a given number or a given variable. Okay, or a given value. So these two are one of the most important mathematical expressions. I'll show you one or two more examples on this and then you'll be good to go. Let us say the example for you is this. Find the square root of the expression x squared plus y squared. Okay, x squared plus y squared. So what am I going to do? If you see, this entire expression is inside the square root, right? So what I'm going to do is, first let's put the variable to it also. Let's say x is equals to 2 and y is equals to 5. Okay, x is 2 and y is 5. Okay, so let's start coding. Okay, so again in this section also I'm not writing the class and the main function, just the statement block. Okay, so let us say double x equal to 2, y equal to 5. Okay, and I'll need another variable called sum to store the value of this expression. Okay, now let's say sum is equal to, okay, what is happening here? Inside the SQRT, you're having an expression of power, right? So the main block will be math.sqrt and you open the expression. Now inside the SQRT, what is happening? You're having x to the power 2 and y to the power 2 plus. So inside it, math.pow, okay, math.pow x comma 2 plus math.pow, okay, y comma 2. Okay, and you can close it wholly. So if you see what is happening, first you are finding the power of x square, x comma 2, and then you are finding the power of y comma 2. Okay, you are adding it, and once it's added, it's a single value, and inside that, okay, inside math.sqrt is that your entire value, and you get the output of math.sqrt at the end, and that value is stored where? It's stored in sum. So all you need to do is at the end system.out.print, okay, sum, and you'll get the output. Close your class and close your main function. Okay, so this is how you use math.sqrt and math.pow. Okay, so now you know how these functions work, math.sqrt and math.pow. Okay, now another two system defined functions that you should have an idea of, although we'll not be using that much, but simply you should have an idea of. Okay, so we'll be doing that quickly also. Let us go and quickly do that. Yes, so the other one, the third one you can say is math.arint. Okay, math.arint. Now what is this math.arint? It's nothing but it's a system defined function. Okay, it's a system defined function which truncates the deleted value. Okay, which deletes the truncated value, okay, after the decimal. Okay, after the decimal it truncates that entire value. Okay, so let us see an example and you'll understand what it is. Let us say, okay, let us say I have double A is equals to 7.45. okay, I have double A is equals to 7.45 and I have double B is equals to math.arint, truncate the end integer, okay, the end part of integer, okay, let's say A. So what is the value of A? The value of A here is 7.45. Now we know 7.45 is not an integer. So if you convert it into integer, what happens? This entire value gets truncated, right? So this also does the same. So in double B, if you put if you put math.arint A, this value 7.45, this will delete the value 0.45 and give B only 7. So if you do system.out.print B, you'll get an output of you'll get an output of 7.0. okay, you'll get an output of 7.0. so I hope this is clear with all of you. We are getting an output 7.0 and this line is truncating and deleting my leftover decimal value. Okay, now this is my output and we are good to go for the next mathematical function. Now the next mathematical function is math.random. okay, it's math.random. so what does math.random do? It takes out any random value between 0 and 1 and it will print. It will take out any random value between 0 and 1 and it will print it. Let's say for example I have double A is equal to math.random, okay, and I'm printing a system.out.print A. so I have not given any value to A, but my math.random can assign it any value from between 0 to 1. So let's say our output can be any random number between 0 to 1. Let's say one random number is coming to my mind, 0.54, or it can be 0.99 also, it can be 0.01 also, 0.1 also, and anything between 0 to 1. okay, so this is math.random. okay, this is math.random. now we have completed all the four portions of it and we are good to go. So we'll do one thing, we'll solve each of the problem in the system also, okay, in the system also, and we'll see how it responds to our codes. okay, but before moving forward with the hands-on, there is still one not that important but kind of important mathematical function which generally we see in higher mathematics, right? Let us say our query is 1.5 minus 1.0 e to the power negative 5, right? E to the power negative 5. okay, so what is an e in mathematics? E in mathematics is expression, a different expression. So for that we have a different system function for e to the power negative 5, this alone section. okay, so let's see how we use that function and we are good to go. So in this case what I'm going to do is, let's say sum equal to 1.5 minus 1 0.0 multiplied by math.exp and in bracket I'll put negative 5. so this math.exp checks the expression and it also returns in case of double. So this is all you need to do. okay, whatever value will be in front of your e, just multiply it with your math.expression. and expression, you don't need to write e comma minus 5, you can directly write math.expression. what is that expression? negative 5. so your expression is having negative 5 power. So now we are good to go for the hands-on. okay, so now all we need to do is solve these questions, right, that we have just learned, and solve the mathematical functions using the mathematical functions, solve the expressions or problems. okay, so we are good to go and let us see. okay, so whatever questions we have done above here, we are good to go with that as well. okay, let's say I'm opening my notepad. okay, here is my notepad and I have enlarged it. okay, I have enlarged it and let me put on the question first. okay, let's put on the question first. yes, and we are good to go. So if we see the question, let's say I have x. okay, I have x. Now since there is nothing that I can do with the to the power, let's say if I have x to the power 2, okay, and let's say I have plus y to the power 3. Okay, now solve this expression. Okay, solve this expression. If your x is, let's say, 5 and y is, let's say, 100, that sounds great, isn't it? Perfect. If your x is 5 and y is 100, solve x to the power 2 and y to the power 3. Okay, we'll do this and then we'll go to the next question. So let's start. Let's go to class. Okay, let's start with class here only. We have class, but let's give a name to this class. Let us say I want to give it a name as class value. Okay, let's say class value, and here I'm going to give my command for the main function, public static void main. Okay, and in bracket I'll have string args, string array type argument. Okay, perfect. So we are syncing together and going, and now I open the main function, and inside the main function, as I said, it will always return in double, so always use double. So I have double x is equals to 5 comma double y is equals to 100. Correct? That is the information given above, and I'll take another variable for sum. Okay, so I'm good to go. So sum is equal to, okay, what is sum equal to? Sum is equal to math.pow. So in math.pow, m is capital. Okay, math.pow. Here I'm going to type in x comma 2, x to the power 2. Now I'll have a small plus sign, and I'm going to write again math.pow. Okay, y. Okay, y to the power 3. Math.pow y to the power 3. So we are good to go, and we are done it very quickly and easily. Before even you can solve it, we have already solved it. So all we need to do is give the command system dot, okay, out dot print, system dot out dot print, and inside this we are gonna keep, okay, the value is the value, okay, the value is equal to, okay, and here I'm going to give a plus sign because I'm adding another value here, and so this is it. Okay, the value is, and I'm printing, giving the value of sum, that is the value that's stored in sum. I want to print that. That's why the sum is there, and we are good to go. Now before moving ahead, let us quickly remove this. Okay, let us quickly remove this, and we are good to go. So I'm going to go to file, I'm going to go to save as, I'll make it value.java, and this txt file in all files. Okay, and I'm going to save it. So since I save it, I have my value file here, but if you can see, its class is not there. So let's go and create its class also. So in the command prompt section, what I'm going to do, first let's go to the desktop. Okay, and after you go to the desktop, all you need to do is javac, okay, value.java, compile value.java and create a class of it. So if you can see below, a value.class has just been created. Okay, and all you need to do is java and the name of the class value, and if you see, your output is there. It's almost 10 lakhs. Yeah, so that is perfectly 10 lakhs and 25 rupees. 10 lakhs and 25. So that is the value of the entire expression that was there, right? So this is how you can use your power functions or mathematical functions that has been provided to you. If you see here in the output section, you'll get the output. Now let me close this. Yeah, we go back to our notepad and we just revise the question. Okay, let us say the question was same. Okay, it was what? X to the power 2, right? It was x, okay, it's in caps, it was x to the power 2, okay, and plus y to the power 3, correct? This was the question, isn't it? This was the question. Now let us say I want to bring whole of this, okay, and find the square root. So let us say find the square root of, okay, this entire expression. Find the square root of this entire expression, comma, when, let's say, x is equal to 5, okay, and y is equals to 100. Let the values be same, okay, let the values be same. So this is perfectly fine, but all we need to do is we also have to find the square root of this entire expression, right? So what I'm going to do, just before this block, just inside this block, I'm going to put this entire block, okay, this entire block inside my math.sqrt. Okay, let us see. So all I need to do is math.sqrt, okay, to find the square roots. We have just learned it before, okay, and just close it. That is it. This is all you need to do. This is all you need to do. And the square root of this entire expression, the value will come and get stored where? In your sum. Okay, so let us quickly remove this file, and I'm just going to go and save this file, this value file. Okay, since I've already created a Java file, I'm just going to go and save this file. Now I'm going to go to my command prompt. Okay, I'm going to go to my command prompt, and again I have to go to my desktop first. Okay, now I'll again compile the same file, java is equals to value.java. okay, value.java. It's get compiled, and now all I need to do is java value. So if you see the output, previously output was 10 lakhs and 25, and you are finding the square root of 10 lakhs and 25, and the value is in your screen. It's 1000.012499218759. Okay, so this is how you can do or work on your square root functions, and it will become easier for you. Okay, it will become easier for you. So this is one example. Now let's jump on to a different example and do it. Let me just close this file, let it be the way it is. So now let us solve one or two more questions and we will be good to go. Okay, so let us see the questions first in the board, and then we'll go and do the hands-on to it as well. So question number 1, okay, let's say I have minus b, okay, plus underscore of b square minus 4, okay, ac whole divided by 2a. Wow, that looks a dangerous expression, but don't worry, we will do it together. Okay, let's say the other one is a to the power 2 to the power 3. Okay, let's not make it 3, let's make it a minus b. Okay, a to the power 2 to the power a minus b plus b to the power 5 to the power 2 minus a. Okay, b to the power this, and let's make it that. Let's say here your a is 5, your b is equal to 6, and your c is equal to, okay, your c is equal to, let's say, 10. Okay, your c is equal to 10. Fine. Now let's give a division sign. Here let's say your a is equal to 10. Okay, let's say your a is equal to 10 and your b is equal to 5. Okay, your b is equal to 5. Okay, so now it looks too complex, right? These questions, question number 1 and question number 2 is looking complex, right? Don't worry, let's go and we can solve this together. So now if you can see in your screen, okay, I'm gonna go to the notepad section first, create a new notepad. Okay, I'll start with class eval, okay, evaluation, for evaluation eval, and I'll just go here, I'll give the public, okay, static void main, fine. Then I'll go on with string args, okay, and these two blocks, and press and enter and start my code from here. Okay, so let us say what we need to do first. First, all we need to do is we need to find, okay, first all we need to do is for the question number 1, we need to first give the values that has been provided to us, right? So I'll take double, okay, let's say a is equal to 5, okay, b is equal to 6, and c is equal to 10, correct? This is the information that we have been provided, a, b and c, if you can see in the board as well, a 5, b 6 and c 10, okay. Now I'll create another variable to store this value, that is sum, okay. I'll create another variable to store this value, that is sum. Now I'm going to move forward and start, giving the expression for my variable, or the expression, entire expression for the sum. So to start off with, I have my negative b, okay, sum is equal to negative b, give some space, yeah, okay. Now after giving negative b, what do we have? We have a plus operator, so this negative b is separate, okay, this negative b is separate. Now if you see, you have one entire expression, okay, one entire expression in your square root. So what am I going to do? Math.sqrt, okay, math.sqrt, and I'll open the bracket, and inside this math.sqrt in the bracket, what I'm going to put, math, okay, first would be math.pow, okay. Once I do math.pow, I'm going to give b comma 2. Is this clear to all of you? Okay, in math.sqrt, math.pow, b comma 2, okay. And now what do I have inside it? Minus, right? I have minus b square minus, okay, we have 4ac. So let me make it, okay, let me just take a bracket and type 4 multiplied by a multiplied by c, okay. So this is whole inside one square root, correct? Yes. So this is my one entire expression of square root. Now this I am dividing it by what? I am dividing it by whole 2 multiplied by a. I am dividing this whole by 2 multiplied by a. Now this entire is my whole expression. So I am going to put this into one bracket. This is one entire expression for me. So I am going to put it into an entire bracket. So my negative b is separate, and plus math.sqrt, and so sqrt, in that sqrt I have math.pow b square minus 4 into a into c, okay. Inside a whole expression of sqrt I have this, and that's an entire whole expression for me, and I'm dividing that whole expression by 2 multiplied by a, okay. So that's why I'll put whole thing into a single bracket, okay. So this entire will be compiled together, this entire will be compiled together, and where is it going to store? It will go and store in sum. It will go and store in sum. So if I just go here, all I need to do is system.out.print, okay, and the value is, okay, equal to, this value is equal to plus sum. Get ready to see a dangerous number, I can already feel that, right? So here we have this and here we have this, okay. So this is going to be the first question for us. Now I'm just going to go to file, I'm going to go to save as, okay, I'm going to go to file, I'm going to go to save as, I'm going to use eval.java, remove this text to all files and save it in the desktop itself. And then if I minimize this, I have my eval class here, if all of you can see that, okay. Now I'll go to the command prompt, okay, cd desktop, Okay, perfect. Now Java C eval dot Java. So it has been compiled. Java eval, the value is NaN, not a number. Now NaN is something, okay, since this, okay, expression is into negative and it's into, you know, more compiled, okay, so this expression will give an answer which is into hexadecimal form, and since it's into hexadecimal form, that is why it's giving you an output as NaN. NaN is nothing but it is not a number, okay, so it is into hexadecimal format now, and that is why you get such output, because you have negative b plus okay, underscore b square minus 4ac whole divided by 2a, okay, so it's a dangerous composition of numbers, okay. So if you see negative b plus math dot square root of math dot pow b comma 2 square, okay, minus 4ac, 4 into a into c, okay, and we have given the values of a, b and c also, and then whole divided by 2 into a, and you are just printing the sum and you are getting a value as not a number, okay, because this will convert it into, the sum will become a hexadecimal number because it will go into negativity, okay. Now let us work on the second question, okay, let us work on the next question, but before working, let us quickly see what will happen if I change this subtraction to addition, okay, the subtraction of that math.sqrt into addition, and I do the question, you know, save it and I do it again. If I save it, I go back to my command prompt, okay, let's see what happens, okay, let's see what happens. Desktop Java C eval dot Java, okay, it's got compiled. Java eval, okay, now you are getting a number negative 4.46370850426279, right? Just because of changing one simple sign from negative to positive, you are getting a number. The reason it was not coming because square root of a, you know, number, calculating it in a negative way becomes too difficult, and that's why it was giving an output in a hexadecimal format, and that's why it was giving an output as not a number, okay, not a number. So in the future lectures, I'll teach you what hexadecimal code is, and we'll be converting those numbers into hexadecimal, and then you'll get those outputs, okay. For now, the code is fine and you need to know the concept, okay, fine. So let us solve the next question in this block only, okay. Let us solve that question in this, the other question in this block only. So let me just remove my sum, let the sum be here. I'm going to remove this entire block, okay. And we all know my next question is a to the power 2 to the power whole a minus b and plus b to the power 5 whole 2 minus a, okay. So you might get confused, you are having a power to power, and it can happen multiple times, a to the power 2 to the power 1, that can have another power also. Now in such cases, how to solve the question, right, how to solve the query. So let us see that, okay, quickly. First let us define what our a and b is. We don't have c here, so I'll remove c, okay. My a is 10 and my b is 5, so I'll remove 5 and make it 6 and make it 5, and I'll remove this 5 and make it 10, okay. So I have the required numbers. Now first I'll do math.pow, okay, math.pow, and what I'm going to put, what do I have at the first, a to the power 2, so a comma 2. So now I have a to the power 2, right? Now again a to the power 2 have another power, that is whole a minus b. So a to the power 2 is has another power, that is whole a minus b. So for that, again what I'm going to do, outside of it I'm going to use math.pow, and now this whole math.pow a comma 2 is one expression for me, and I'm going to give it another expression that is in power a minus b. Okay, and then I'll close it. So this is how you give multiple powers and you make it. So all you need to do is bring it into one form, okay, and then use it another way into another. So as what I did, inside I have math.pow a comma 2, so this is a square for me. Again I'm using math.pow for a square to the power whole a minus b. So this will give me my output. Similarly, for the next expression, what I'm going to do is give the additional sign, and I'm going to use math.pow. Okay, first I'll use it for what? I have b to the power 5, so b comma 5. Okay, and what I'm going to do next is, again I'll go to the front section and I'll create another math.pow. Okay, and I'm going to put it as an expression, entire expression for me, and I'll give a comma here and I'll give the expression 2 minus a, right, 2 minus a, and I'll close this expression. So I'm having math.pow a comma 2, okay, then that whole is having another power that is a minus b, and in the next section math.pow, okay, b minus b comma 5, that is b square. Again that whole expression b square, I'm giving a power that is 2 minus a. So this way you can solve it. Okay, now let's go and save this file first. It has been saved. We'll go to command prompt and evaluate it. Okay, cd desktop. Okay, so I'm in the desktop now. Java, okay, Java C, Java compiler. Okay, we are having the Java compiler, and I'm going to give the name of the file eval.java. okay, press enter. It's been compiled, and now I'm giving Java eval, the name of the class, and you can see the value is 1.0e10. It is 1.0e10. so again this is into a short form of hexadecimal. Big forms will not be as a number, it will give you any n, but this is a short form of number, so you are getting an output. So the output here is 1.0e10. okay, so now we are good to go with the mathematical expressions, and I've shown you how our int and random works. So you can try that on your own and you'll get the output. So now we know how this mathematical functions work. Okay, and in the coming lectures, in the next lectures, we'll understand how to install Eclipse and work few codes on Eclipse. Okay, how to create a project in Eclipse, and we'll also understand how to take an input value in our Java code. Okay, so thank you for being here, and I'll see you in the next lecture. Thank you.